on YouTube as well, because this is a closed beta that we're playing today. I honestly can't believe I got in. Um, and it's basically it's kind of I don't like Tower of Fantasy tried to like bill itself as like the Genshin killer, and like I don't think this game is going to be a Genshin killer, but I think it's like another good potential game in the genre. Genshin and see, that's the thing. It's healthy competition. But yeah, healthy competition in the gaming sphere is good. I don't this like Kuro Games is not selling this as like a Genshin killer, which was Tower of Fantasy's undoing. Like it's just another game in the genre. And it looks beautiful from like what I have seen so far. It looks absolutely lovely. So I'm actually like, I know we're looking forward to seeing some healthy competition. Absolutely. Games will only kill themselves. And see, it's that we were talking about Dead by Daylight specifically, as far as like really being kind of like the top tier of asymmetrical, and how like there have been other competing things, but like it's this marketing idea, which I think is kind of like what ended up going on with like VHS. Like I had a lot of people who were swearing up and down that VHS was going to kill Dead by Daylight. And I'm like, it's not. It's literally not going to do that. Yeah, Kayla's like, oh. Same with Tower of Fantasy. Like Kayla and I heard a lot of stuff about these games that were going to be like killers of the top games in a genre. And it's like VHS killed Betamax. Okay, showing my age. Let's go. Yes, you're right. You're right to chill. And then DVDs killed VHS. The cycle continues. Streaming killed a lot of things, including my soul. It you know, residuals for actors. It kills a lot of things. Just like the only thing that killed VHS is, well, and that's the thing, like VHS hit a point because of like everything that was going on with the devs and the stuff the devs were saying, and then people being, you know, like, you know, jumping ship from DVD to VHS, even though like the games are not the same. The only thing that is similar is the asymmetrical playstyle. That's it. That's it. Like the mechanics are completely different. Like VHS didn't really prioritize like running a killer like you do in Dead by Daylight. Like it had different game mechanics. And honestly, like all of these people saying it was going to kill DBD, it's like if you market it as a game that's going to kill another game in the genre, A, stop being fucking petty. And B, more than likely you're going to end up like showing your ass over that. If Genshin doesn't have something to keep it on its toes, it'll end up as DBD did last year. And I think DBD is trying. Like, you know, they tried the new Lights Out mode, which I personally found to be very fun. I didn't get to play a ton of it, but I played for like a couple of hours. You know, I like, good, give us new modes, because like all the new killers, new licenses, new survivors, all that stuff is great, but like to me, like as someone who doesn't play it every day like I used to me it feels like a lot of the perks are like a lot of the new perks are just kind of like recycled, upcycled, sideways cycled, because some of them are not good, versions of older perks. So like to me, I don't need all of that. What I would rather have happen is you see like good balance. And it is, like Bird was talking about the other night, like it is asymmetrical. Like balancing a game like that is always going to be hard. Like, but Lights Out was really cool because you had no HUD. You couldn't hear the terror radius, which made it fucking scary. Every killer was Mike Myers essentially in that moment. And it's like, it's all skill. In that point, it's all game sense and map awareness and everything else. And I think that stuff like that is important. Naturally, people were really whiny about it, like, but I thought it was fun, and I thought it was a very like refreshing way to play Dead by Daylight. You know what I mean? Yeah, take Texas Chainsaw Massacre, for example, was a fun game at launch, had great potential, but the devs have fumbled it since then and continue to, and that's why they have less than 1,000 players on Steam right now. See, that's wild. And like that did happen to VHS too. I don't see many people playing Chainsaw. Yeah, like I think people get really excited about these games, but then it's like the gameplay style has to be really engaging. Like it has to be something that you want to keep coming back to over and over and over again. And like with Dead by Daylight, like each killer has its own thing, and then each killer is going to play whatever perks they play. So every time you play around, aside from like tunneling and hook camping and all of that crap, like you are getting a different experience aside from like, and also aside from when people run meta, like you're getting a different experience every time. And with all of their licensing, which is just a super smart fucking play on Dead by Daylight's part, with all of the licensing, like why would I play, like to me, like why would I play Texas Chainsaw Massacre and go against one killer the entire time when I can come over to Dead by Daylight and I have Chucky, I have Alien, I have Bubba, I have I have Onryo, like you have all of the, and it just gives horror fans so much more variety within the scope of the game. But like the Ghostbusters game looked super fun. I don't really hear anything about it anymore. Like a lot of the ASIMs that have come out just don't necessarily know how to compete in an effective way with Dead by Daylight. And like, I think trying to say that you're going to kill a game in the genre, you're going to be the one that takes over that top dog spot, like you really have to be paying attention to the fan base for one, and then you also just have to like make your gameplay good. Like it has to be good. It has to be engaging. Otherwise, it's going to be like all of these things. Like Friday the 13th, I think they're finally going to shut down all the servers. Like, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre really fumbled the content pipeline. Once people solve your game, the game becomes stale and needs content, and they were helping people to solve the game as quickly as possible. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. It's real. That's like very rough. It's that. And I personally think the devs talking shit on their personal socials to people also doesn't help. Really turned me off to give them money after some stuff I saw. I don't understand. I don't know if it's just like it's 2024. I don't know if it's like a bigger product overall with social media in general. But like the dev clapbacks, I do not understand why people do that. Like I legitimately do not get, you know, and like I posted a clip speaking specifically towards Bethesda and Starfield, and the amount of people like, well, then just don't play it. Like, just don't play it. I'm like, I'm not commenting on the game itself. I'm not commenting on the quality of the game. I am commenting on the developers like showing their ass and like just being mean to the community because, well, you don't understand it. No, it's not that I don't understand it. There's some stuff that gets lost in translation, which you have to acknowledge. Like, you have to acknowledge that it's like maybe your game is missing some things. Maybe you could port an update that makes things different, makes things better, hit some of these things that the community is complaining about. But being an asshole on Steam to your community, to your players, to people spent money in your game, like, side eye. Absolute side eye. A lot of these games cannibalize each other to the point where there's very little replay value, because what specifically makes something so different and stand out enough that would make someone choose game A rather than games B through Z? Exactly. Exactly. I think the horror genre needs to learn from the battle royale genre in that they can all be very different and coexist, have different player bases, and be successful. I was watching Doro a little bit this morning. He's a Genshin creator, and he's also in the Wuthering Waves. He's also doing the beta. And he said that exact fucking thing, Kayla. Like, he literally was like, he said it was like Fortnite, Apex, and Warzone are like the three like most popular games in the battle royale genre, and they coexist and everyone plays them. Like depending on what your vibe is that day, each game is giving you the battle royale. It's just giving it to you in slightly different ways, and they're all successful. They all have massive player bases, and they just coexist wonderfully. They're not like Apex isn't out here like, we're gonna kill Fortnite. Like, Apex is a really there's a really big battle royale. Like, it's like, that game is hard, you know? And it's like, for me, Fortnite hits my buttons a little bit better because it's a little bit easier for me. You know, so, and like, I don't always do particularly well with like first person. So like, but that's a perfect example of games coexisting, and like that coexistence, that like healthy, friendly competition in the genre only makes those games continue to get better. That's it.